Hi everybody, it's Heather, the Butterfly Effect, plant-based weight loss. And as a vegan, the question I get asked the most is, where do you get your protein? I'm always happy to answer that question. I like to tell people that I get my protein the same place that the cow gets it, or the chicken, or the fish. I get it from plants. The truth is that there's protein in almost every food that we eat. I like to get mine from beans, seeds, legumes, peas, whole grains, and really every vegetable that I eat has some protein. Some have kind of a lot. If you think about it, broccoli actually has more protein gram for gram than beef does. But people don't think about these plant foods when they're thinking about protein containing foods. When you think about it, what is the amount of protein that is optimal anyway? Do most people even know that how much protein they should be getting? All these high protein diets have been really popular, especially for weight loss. Things like the Atkins diet, and it got reinvented kind of as the paleo diet, and there's some versions of it called like Wheat Belly has a diet. And so you probably might be confused, or you'd be forgiven for being confused, of wondering how much protein are we supposed to get anyway. Would you believe me when I told you that it's only about 20 to 30 grams of protein that's needed? So that's between 400 and 600 calories is all you need from protein in a day. And you can very easily get that from a bowl of quinoa and beans and some other fruits and vegetables during your day. It isn't difficult to get that at all. But diets like the Atkins diet were advocating people having as much as 5 times that much protein, so anywhere from 100 to 300 grams of protein a day. The thing that a lot of people don't know is that much protein is actually really hard on your body. It's specifically hard on your kidneys and your liver and on your bones, and it has been implicated in osteoporosis. Now, if you're wondering where I'm getting the facts for this post, I am getting it from the McDougall newsletter from January 2003, and the article is called Protein Overload, and I will be happy to link to it in the area below, so you can read these facts and decide for yourself. But if this is news to you, that excess protein can be bad for you, or that these diets are not the healthiest thing out there, it might be surprising to you that we've known about this for more than 100 years. Here's a quote from Russell Henry Chittenden, former president of the American Physiological Society, and that was in 1905. He said, "Protein decomposition products are a constant menace to the well-being of the body. Any quantity of protein or albuminous food beyond the real requirement of the body may prove distinctly injurious. Further, it requires no imagination to understand the constant strain upon the liver and kidneys, to say nothing of the possible influence upon the central and peripheral parts of the nervous system by these nitrogenous waste products, which the body ordinarily gets rid of as speedily as possible." So even in 1905, they knew that while little protein is necessary, 20 to 30 grams a day, a lot is really hard on you. It's hard on your kidneys. It's so hard that people on a Western diet who consume about 100 grams of protein a day on average, by the time they're 70 years old, most people have lost about 25% of their kidney function. Now, this is just your normal, average, everyday person. We're super lucky that our kidneys have way more capacity than we actually need. But there are a lot of people who don't have that excess capacity. They have kidney disease, or they have diabetes, or they've donated a kidney. And those people need to be super careful. And one of the first things that a nephrologist, which is a kidney doctor, does if a person is having kidney problems is to put that person on a low protein diet. That's right, a low protein diet. Then there's also the fact that especially animal products, so things like meat, chicken, fish, beef, cheese, all those kinds of things are very acidic when they break down. They break down to some very acidic byproducts. So acidic that if we're eating large quantities of these things, your body needs to buffer the acids in those foods, and it does it by borrowing some calcium from your bones to buffer those acidic products. So again, hard on the kidneys because it has to get rid of all of that extra protein. You know, if we all stored protein as muscle, then we'd have no problem. We'd all look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. But of course we don't. We use what we need, and then the rest comes out in our urine, and it has to be processed by our kidneys, and that's very hard on our kidneys. And since our kidneys are stealing the calcium from our bones to buffer the acids, it's hard on our bones too. And that's why countries that drink the most dairy products actually have the highest osteoporosis. So unlike that milk commercial that you've seen, milk, because it is full of protein and because it breaks down to these very acidic products that need to be buffered, you actually steal more calcium from your bones than you ever get from the milk itself, and it's not in a form, the calcium in milk is not in a form you can use anyway. And so that's right, the places that drink the most milk and eat the most dairy products actually have the highest rates of osteoporosis. So there you go. And where does all that calcium go? Well, your kidneys aren't very good at getting rid of it, and that's why a lot of people get kidney stones, which are extremely painful little, usually calcium deposits that you have to get rid of, and it really hurts when they come out. The other thing that a lot of people get is a buildup of uric acid in their joints, and that's called gout, and that also, I understand, is extremely painful. So that's from animal products primarily. Another thing is that people who have liver problems, or hepatitis or liver cancer or just any kinds of liver problems, the first thing they do is put them on a low protein diet because it's very bad for them as well. And you got to remember that we're doing all this detoxing. Your liver is who's doing all the hard work there, taking all of the bad stuff out to keep you from being poisoned. And so we want to keep our liver super healthy. And if we're keeping it busy, helping us process all of the excess proteins and acids, then it's not going to be able to do its job and help you detox your body. And so those are just some reasons where you really need to protect yourself from excess protein. So the next time someone asks you, where do you get your protein? Let them know, and then tell them that they only need 20 to 30 grams a day, that most people are getting up to 5 or more times that amount every day, and that they need to protect themselves from excess protein. So what are they going to do to protect themselves from getting too much protein? If you'd like to read the article, it's down below. I thought it was a really good article. If you liked this subject, please give me a thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe. I love to know that you're out there and that I'm not in this all alone. And I'd love to hear if you've ever heard this before. I think our society is so obsessed with protein. A lot of people are going to be surprised that it's not good to have so much protein and can really hurt you. So until we speak again, just remember that small changes made very consistently add up to very big results. And I hope you're getting lots of great results. And I hope you have a wonderful plant-filled day. Have a great one. Bye-bye.